Now, hujambo. Hujambo is the Swahili greetings. I welcome you to our lesson whereby we are going to look at the uniqueness of the Swahili language. Now, Swahili is a bit unique compared to such languages as English. And once you know this uniqueness, it will be very easy for you to learn and study the Swahili language. I'm your teacher, Paul Huria. Let's start by looking at what we call agglutinative language. Now, an agglutinative language, it's a type of a language in which words are formed by stringing together various affixes. When I talk of affixes, they include prefixes, suffixes, and infixes. So we string together various affixes to a base or what we refer to as a root, where each of these affixes typically represents one grammatical meaning or function. In agglutinative languages, these affixes are attached I want you to know that in agglutinative languages, the affixes are attached in a consistent and in a predictable way. Kindly note those two words, that these affixes are attached in a consistent, I've even noted down, consistent and in a predictable way. So you will hear me mentioning those two words each now and then, often without altering the original form of the root word. In such languages, each affix serves a specific role, such as indicating the tense, number, the case, the person, or other grammatical features, and these affixes are added one after another. The affixes do not usually blend with each other or change the root word significantly. So this is the main contrast between agglutinative languages and the other languages we refer to as fusional languages, where a single affix might convey multiple grammatical meanings, or the root might change as affixes are added. We move on. Let's look at now Kiswahili or Swahili as an agglutinative language. Kiswahili is an agglutinative language because it uses prefixes and suffixes systematically in a consistent way and in a predictable way to form words and express grammatical relationships. Let me show you an example for you to understand what we're talking about: the affixes, the prefixes, infixes, and the suffixes. Let me use a very simple verb, and the verb is fanya. Fanya. Fanya is to do. Fanya is to do. Now, this verb can be modified with different prefixes and suffixes to express various tenses, persons, and even moods. Look at the example that I'm displaying on the screen. The first word is ninafanya. Ninafanya. If you listen well, inside the word ninafanya, what we had as a root word, fanya, to do. Now, on the ninafanya, which means I'm doing, I am doing, I am doing. I've added the prefix ni, which stands for I. It's a personal pronoun prefix for the first person, I, ninafanya, meaning I am doing something. Then I've also added the second prefix na, which now is standing for the tense, in this case, the present tense. We shall come and learn about the tenses and the what? The prefixes for different tense. Haya. The second example, tutafanya, tutafanya, which means we will do. Which are my prefixes? Tu, which stands for we, and ta, which stands for the tense, which is in this case is future tense. Another example, mlifanya, mlifanya, which are my prefixes? Which stands for you in plural, meaning you did, you in plural did. Then the prefix li, which is standing for the tense, past tense. Now, in each case, the root fanya, which means do, has remained intact, while different affixes are added to change the meaning of the word. So this makes Kiswahili a classic example of an agglutinative language. Maybe for your own research, another language that is agglutinative, a good example is the Japanese language. So maybe in your own research, you can find out about the what? The Japanese language and how they fix their infixes, prefixes, and the suffixes. So I want you to note that Swahili is an agglutinative language. I have one of my learners whom I'm teaching Swahili as a second language who asked me a very relevant question, which has made me to record this video. And this young gentleman asked me, how comes you're saying mbuzi, nono, nono? Where is that coming from? And the answer is because Swahili is an agglutinative language. That you see, it's a prefix that is fitted on the adjective nono, nono meaning plump or fat, you see. So always have that in mind, that we're going to have a lot of these prefixes and suffixes and also infixes showing or standing for different things, such as the noun, such as the tense, such as also the what the so they'll stand for either the noun. It can also stand for the tense or even the person, and so many things as we shall learn as we progress. Hey! I know you're confused now. You are wondering, how do I know which affixes to put where? How do I put them? Now, my good friend, your answer is here. Your answer is here. First, master the Swahili noun classes. First and foremost, master the Swahili noun classes. And thereafter, everything will be okay. I can promise you that once you've mastered the Swahili noun classes, you can learn Swahili with a lot of ease. To an extent, let me give you a secret. To an extent, you will even be, what? um, you will have fluency, you will have competency. That's the word I was looking for. You'll be more competent than even some of the indigenous Swahili speakers. So kindly master the Swahili noun classes. Now, this is another uniqueness of the Swahili language because majority of the other languages do not have noun classes. Swahili noun classes. Now, in Swahili, nouns are classified into different noun classes, which determine how nouns interact with the adjectives, with the verbs, pronouns, and even other words as well. These noun classes are based on the first prefixes that verbs take in singular and in plurals. And the reason why I've written this for you and I'm emphasizing on this is because I'm sure if you go on the internet, you will find so many ways of classifying the Swahili noun classes. Different people have, different ways of, different professionals have different ways of categorizing the Swahili noun classes. But I've selected for you the most convenient and the easiest modality of categorizing the Swahili noun classes. So I humbly request, in as much as you can do your own research on other ways of categorizing the Swahili noun classes, kindly for now stick to this method that I'm going to guide you through, and you'll bear me witness. It will be the most convenient. And because once you've mastered this, you can get a word, and within a fraction of a second, you've constructed a correct sentence in the Swahili grammar. So I've told you that the modality or the method that we're going to use is where our noun classes will be based on the first prefixes that verbs take, both in singular and in plural. Let me show you an example for you to understand what I mean. I have an example of a sentence that I'm displaying on your screen. Mtoto anacheza. Mtoto anacheza. In English, it's the child is playing. Mtoto is a child. Cheza is play. And if you've noted, I've put two prefixes, a and na. In plural, it's watoto wanacheza. Watoto wanacheza, meaning the children are doing what? They're playing. The word, and kindly take note of the prefixes that I've indicated in bold red. The word mtoto, that's a child, and watoto, children, took a and wa as the first prefixes on the verbs. Let me take you back to the sentences that we had. Mtoto anacheza. That's the first prefix on the verb. The verb is play, cheza. So the first prefix is a. In plural is wa. Watoto wa. Now, when we are forming the noun class, we shall pick the first prefixes on the verbs. So in this case, and we shall do so in singular and plural. So in this case, mtoto anacheza. We take that a. In plural, watoto wanacheza. A and wa. So we shall give this noun class the name a wa noun class. A wa noun class. More examples? So be it. Mkono. Mkono is the hand. Mkono unauma. Mkono unauma, meaning the hand is hurting. Which is the first prefix on the verb? Right, it's u. In plural is mikono inauma. Mikono inauma. The first prefix on the verb is e. So the word mkono in singular and mikono in plural will be in ue noun class. By the fact that mkono and mikono, hand and hands, they took the first prefix on the verbs as u and e. Good. Another one. Kikombe. Kikombe is a cup. I have a cup here. Hope you can see my cup. Yeah. Kikombe kimeanguka. Kuanguka is to fall. So the cup has fallen. Kikombe kimeanguka. So the first prefix on the tense is ki. Then in plural, vikombe vimeanguka. Vikombe vimeanguka, meaning the cups have fallen. So to form the noun class for kikombe, vikombe, that cup and cups, we take the first prefix on the verbs, which in this case is ki and vi. So we shall have a noun class for kikombe and vikombe, cup and cups, ki vi. How about that? I think it's sinking. Now, on your screen, I'm displaying the Swahili noun classes. And I've insisted that from experience and having taught for Swahili for so many years, this is the easiest way of mastering these noun classes. We shall start by the first category of the first 6 Swahili noun classes for countable nouns. For countable nouns. So anytime you come across any Swahili noun, the first thing you ask yourself, is it countable or uncountable? Then if it's countable, it will fall under these noun classes I'm displaying on your screen. The first one is wa noun class. Wa noun class. The second one is vi noun class. The third one, e noun class. The fourth one, ya noun class. The fifth one, z noun class. And the sixth, z noun class. These are the first noun classes for countable nouns. So any countable noun you come across, then you'll know it will fall under one of these first noun classes. Maybe I should teach you the Swahili name for noun class, because once in a while you'll hear me, maybe in a slip of a tongue, mentioning it. Swahili noun class in Swahili is called Ngeli, Ngeli, Ngeli. So you'll hear me say Ngeli ya awa, meaning awa noun class. Ngeli ya kivi, meaning kivi noun class. Ngeli ya ui, meaning ui noun class. Ngeli ya ya, meaning ya noun class. Ngeli ya easy noun class. Ngeli ya uzi noun class. Super. On your screen, I'm displaying the second category of the Swahili noun classes for uncountable nouns. So anytime you come across any Swahili noun that's uncountable, it goes without saying it will fall under one of these four noun classes. The first one is Ngeli ya EE, meaning EE noun class. The second one, Ngeli ya, meaning ya noun class. The third one, Ngeli ya u. I'm sure you've known what that means. And last but not lastly, we've Ngeli ya uya, meaning uya noun class. My dear learner, I've come to the end of this presentation whereby we've looked at the uniqueness of Swahili language, where we've seen that Swahili is an agglutinative language, whereby we shall be using various affixes, that's prefixes, suffixes, and infixes, to where we shall be stringing together or attaching to the root of the word to form new words. So in my next recording now, we shall look at each of these noun classes one by one after another until you've mastered them. I can assure you without any iota of doubt whatsoever, once you master the noun classes, Swahili will be, I don't know which adjective to use. It will be so easy. It will be so easy. You'll enjoy learning Swahili. I've been your teacher, Teacher Paul Huria. Bye for now.